The goal of this whole trading thing is simple. 48 trades a week, 80% win rate, and spend the rest of your time traveling and hanging out with your dog or your partner. But you can only do this if you learn how to keep the money you make, which is why you haven't figured out how to be consistently profitable. You've only been taught by people who are in my spot how to make money, but nobody has ever taught you how to properly protect it. And that's because you cannot stop trading when you're not supposed to. And if you are guilty, if you cannot stop trading, you will not keep your profits. So let me tell you why this happens in the first place and what we would do together if I were your mentor. Now, profiting in trading is simply created through discrete opportunities. You just take a trade that you're supposed to take. Now, those opportunities, they occur irregularly, which means that they are not in a linear fashion. They don't show up when we want them to show up. They show up whenever the conditions are right. And they cannot be produced through our own involvement of continuous action. And when a trader does not understand this fundamental structure, they assume that the continued participation in the market will increase return, meaning that the more they trade, even when the rules aren't aligned, the more money they're going to make. And so therefore, the act of being involved, the act of trading becomes a default behavior rather than a conditional one that is only present, only valid when our guidelines are met. Now, when a trader cannot stop trading, when a trader is guilty of this, the activity of their trading is no longer guided by the quality of the setup. It is guided by the quantity of internal feeling, of internal momentum. Now, each trade they take under this pretext creates stimulation, it creates feedback, and it creates a general sense of being involved and being alive. Now, that involvement actually becomes self-reinforcing. A trader feels productive while trading and unproductive while waiting. And as a result, stopping these actions feels incorrect even when the conditions do not support the action. Now, this behavior erodes all profits you've made beforehand because every additional trade introduces unnecessary exposure. And this unnecessary exposure, it increases variance. And even a profitable strategy produces losses across a sequence of trades. And when trades are taken outside these predefined conditions, expectancy of winning declines while that variance remains. Therefore, the gains made during valid opportunities are slowly given back during the unnecessary participation of trading when you're not supposed to. Now, the trader does not experience this erosion immediately. Now, the early profits that you make mask this fundamental structural issue. Now, losses are spread across many small decisions rather than tied to one single error. Now, this makes the cause difficult to identify, and the trader believes that they are losing money because of timing, execution, or the behavior of the market, rather than the fact that they failed to disengage when they were supposed to do. And so what we would do is we would have to isolate the core problem, which is that the trader has learned to associate trading activity with earning profits, and the stopping of this trading activity when they're supposed to has not been learned as a profit-preserving behavior. And because of this, restraint does not register as correct execution. It registers as boredom or an action. Therefore, the trader continues to trade even after these profits are made through the correct action. And so keeping profits requires the ability to end that exposure. And without that ability, gains are only temporary. They are placed back at risk repeatedly until variance removes them. This outcome is not caused by poor strategy. It is caused by an inability to disengage once this opportunity has passed, once the conditions are no longer present for a valid trade. And so when you are a trader who cannot stop trading, these profits that you make will always remain vulnerable to the market variance. And the issue persists because the internal learning system of the trader rewards this activity, and they never learn that stopping is part of the process that actually produces durable and sustainable results.